a small business where I enjoy working. We get paid well. So this is like a map that shows how the drill went. Sonic comes up with Australia Creek. Parker Schnabel did more than just dig for gold. He brought in Sloofer, a huge machine that tore through the ground like a beast. But now he's gone from the screen while something even bigger is going on behind the scenes. As a child he lived in dirt camps. Now he owns $1 million home. His journey has taken him from dirty boots to boardrooms. It's making people question everything they thought they knew. Pay attention, because what Parker did just might end the gold game as we know it. How Parker Schnabel has changed over time. Let's take a step back. Gold Rush used to be called Gold Rush Alaska when it first came out on TV. Just reading the title tells you where it all began. The ground was frozen, making it hard to dig for gold. Only the most driven people would do this. It's not possible for everyone. But Parker wasn't just another guy with a shovel on screen. He stood out. He was young, focused, and not afraid to be in charge. Over time the show stopped including Alaska and just called itself Gold Rush, showing more than just the snowy wilderness. What then took place? Let's just say that it was a surprise and that everything changed. The movie Gold Rush became a huge hit. People were hooked on the drama, the fight, and the sheer determination needed to dig for treasure. It showed different mining crews, most of which were run by families, all looking for gold and trying to hit the big jackpot. There is a lot more SL run with on this W plant. And that's what should help us get more yardage and finish all the work we have to do here at Dominion in the money pit. Going with something that hasn't been tried much late in the season is a bit of a risk. The place has changed all the time, from the Klondike area of Yukon, Canada to the middle of Alaska. After a while even stranger places were added, like the rainforests of South America and the dry lands in western North America. That much money makes you think he'd just stick to the plan and keep going. Parker changed what he was doing though. He didn't leave Gold Rush, but he showed up less and less. Fans took notice. They began to ask concerns. Where is the main guy now? Where did he go? He used to be right in the middle, so why wasn't he? Parker wasn't leaving, that was the answer. He was growing up. He didn't just mine in the same places, he went all over the world. A spin-off show called Parker's Trail was made for him by Discovery Channel. It wasn't a fun side project. It was a fresh way to look into the gold game. It wasn't about staying cozy at this show. Going straight into the unknown was what it was about. Parker and his group went to some of the world's wildest places and dug in woods, deserts, and mountains. Parker's Trail showed him taking on tasks that looked easy compared to normal mining. He went into the thick forests, high humidity, and dangerous animals of Guyana's jungles. Then he went to Australia, which is very hot and the sun doesn't mess around. He walked the famous Klondike Trail, following in the footsteps of people who were looking for gold in the past. I don't think that taking care of these plants' waste would be a full-time job. Tyler is currently working with tailings, but the truck operator is likely already busy with something else. He even went to Papua New Guinea and saw places and people that most miners would never dare to go near. Each trip had crazy weather, real danger, and a lot of problems that had to be solved. Parker was more than a child after these experiences. As he grew, he became more like a traveler, someone who was ready to go deep into things like history and the strength of people. He had to work harder in every episode of Parker's Trail. People could see him sleep in tents, cross rivers, fight bugs, and climb high hills while carrying heavy gear on his back. It was too much to handle. Not even live. Parker didn't say anything though. He moved forward. Every time I learned something new. Every time they showed that machines aren't the only way to find gold. It takes heart, grit, and some good old-fashioned bravery sometimes. Parker Schnabel has been doing crazy things lately. Parker doesn't mess around if you've ever watched Gold Rush. He works hard, digs deep, and doesn't give up when things get tough. But the road he's been taking lately has been anything but normal. Parker is dealing with a lot more trouble and things that are bigger and louder. Parker stayed inside while the other miners went outside to deal with random checks and look for new ground to dig. He was focused on the prize and didn't want to waste any time. Fans began to notice something odd though. Parker wasn't being shown on TV as much. The guy used to be everywhere, but now he only showed up sometimes. That made people talk. Was Parker taking a step back? Was he no longer interested? There was a lot more truth to it. He didn't go away. He was caught in a different kind of storm. Behind the scenes, he had to do more work as his mining business grew. Things that most people don't see began to pile up on his plate. Parker had to pay attention to a lot of things like paperwork, permits, hiring, payroll, taxes, working with banks, insurance, rules, and laws. Parker isn't on TV as much these days, but things are just busier. Let's take a look at what's really there. You have to do more than just dig to run a gold mine. It turns into a full-on business as it grows. People who work for you are counting on you. You have to follow the rules. You can't just show up with a shovel and hope things go well. Parker had to act like a real boss, not just the kind that tells people what to do. He had to make sure the ship stayed afloat. He had to learn things he didn't think he'd need. It was a lot of work with numbers, forms, and goals. Parker didn't give up though, even after all that. He told his friends that he's still playing, but not the same way. He loves mines still. He still gets happy when the gold starts coming in. He knows that the business can't grow without his own growth though. And that means giving up things. One of those things they gave up was TV time. Even though he's not on screen as much, he's still working hard behind the scenes. He's making something that will last longer than a TV show season. Parker isn't just after gold anymore. He wants to be successful, stable, and leave something to his children or grandchildren one day. Sometimes it's hard to think that way. Parker has been in the dirt long enough to know that you have to work for everything worth having. Parker is changing how things work now that the business is bigger. He knows that they can't always do everything. The work needs to be split up. Teams need to be set up. People need to know what their jobs are. That is the right way to do things. Parker knows that though. He doesn't just work hard, he also plans ahead. He is 10 steps ahead of you. He thanked his team very much. Doesn't he need to go down a bit more? Yes, but that's how this ends, Parker. About a foot long. He has to go down because the screen deck is in the way, so it can't. Oh, the ones who stuck with him and showed up even when it was snowing or the weather was bad. He knows that without them he wouldn't be where he is now. He also remembered the fans. He also called them out. He wants them to know that he's still out there, pushing, building, and thinking. Even if they miss seeing him on TV as much. During a Q&A, a fan asked what the hardest part of digging was. Not a beat went by for Parker. He said it's because the ground only has so much gold. There's no way to make more. There is only a small amount in the Yukon and everyone wants it. Each child wants the same thing. That makes things hard. Mines become a fight or race because of it. You need to be quick, smart, and lucky. You could lose a lot of money if you're not careful. Every day is important. Each move is important, and you might not get another chance if you mess up. That's what pressure deals with. You have to do more than just dig. The goal is to stay ahead of the game, move faster, and beat the next person. That's the reason he cares so much about his team. That's the reason he doesn't rest. It might look easy to mine at first. Gold out, dirt in. But the truth is that it's a tough puzzle. Parker has been able to solve it for many years. He knows you can't just be strong. You need to be smart. Even if things go wrong, you still need to plan, change, and keep going. Parker has stayed true to himself through it all. He hasn't changed who he is because of money or fame. That's what makes him different. He still gets up early, works hard, and cares about doing things right. That's what makes his story interesting. His effect is clear even when he's not on film. He's not after the attention. He wants to be great. That takes guts. That takes toughness. That needs a clear picture. Parker is making more of a life than a job. We are only going to turn on the world and see what happens. Good, we got water. It's good that the screen shakes. Every step, choice, and gold nugget he makes is part of his plan to leave a lasting memory. Nothing is certain in the dangerous world of gold digging. But one thing is certain, Parker Schnabel will not give up. He always wants to find the next big thing. Making plans to do things faster, better, and smarter is what keeps the story going. Parker is in it all, whether it's a muddy hole in Alaska or a quiet office full of papers. He's not scared of the grind, he likes it. He shows respect in everything he does. He is not just a child. Besides being a fighter who never gives up, he's a boss who thinks and dreams. One thing is certain, the future will be great. The story of Parker Schnabel is not over yet. It's possible that the ground is rough. The gold might be somewhere. Parker, though, is only just beginning. Now let me tell you about Parker Schnabel's crazy week. And you're in for a surprise if you think gold digging is all fun and games. Every level of this guy's life is harder than the last, and the benefits aren't always what you expect. Hold on tight, because Parker's story just changed and it's not all good times and rocks. To begin, working as a gold miner is not as easygoing as some people think it is. Parker has been doing it since he was a kid. It's about 5 years old. While other kids played tag or built sandcastles in the garden, Parker was digging in the dirt at his grandfather's mine in Alaska to learn the ropes. That wasn't just an act. He meant what he said. It taught him how to use the tools, read the land, and find possible gold hiding places. That's right. The kid began working long before most people knew what a shovel was. He was tough, smart, and hungry for gold as a child. And all that work paid off. Throughout the years he has dug up gold worth a huge amount of money. It's clear why he's the best at Gold Rush. Something new and big came up just when everything seemed to be going well. You won't have much gold for long. Things aren't always perfect though. It's not finding gold that's hardest for Parker, it's finding land that hasn't been picked over. When you mine, you're done with that spot. Once you get the gold, you can't mine in the same spot over and over. It will only happen once. Parker is always looking for new things to do. The bad news is that most of the good land has already been taken. Some of it is just dirty and doesn't shine at all. He has high-tech tools to look at the land, but it's still a guessing game. He might spend a lot of money setting up a new dig spot but not find anything. That's the risk every worker takes, and Parker knows it all too well. It's not enough to just find gold to be smart about mining. How quickly you find it matters. How little you lose and how cheap it is to dig up. His goal is to get as much gold as possible in as little time and money as possible. That's the game. But there's a catch. He runs out of land faster as he gets better. His goal is to reach the finish line as soon as possible. That's the crazy part. He will be out of business faster the better he is at digging. Strange, huh? It takes a lot of work for him to close the door. Parker has been getting gold like a winner despite everything. Over the years he has won a huge amount of money. He has enough money to live the life of his dreams. Of course that's what he's doing. His Alaskan home was very fancy and cost almost $1 million. It's a big place with a modern kitchen, fancy bathrooms, and all the coolest gadgets you can think of. He is much happier here than in the rough camp where he used to live. He used to sleep in trucks and now he lives like a boss. As we learned more about the family, I grew to like them more. They were all very beautiful. Yes. So I was interested in where all of that was coming from. After all the hard work he's put in, he deserves it. Let's get to the good stuff now. Parker has a lot of money. Of course his rugged good looks make him a bit of a hero. Some people have said that he looks like Adam Driver. Fans love the way he looks angry and hard at work. He has a lot of fans because he works hard and has money in the bank. Parker's love life, on the other hand, has been as rough as the ground he digs. Fans first saw him with Ashley Ulo, who was his first big boyfriend. Really nice, and it seemed like she would be a great fit. They first met in Australia and he even flew her to Alaska to work with him as a miner. It seemed like a fairy tale, but things aren't always that simple in real life. Working long hours in busy places and being under a lot of pressure made it hard. After a couple of seasons they stopped. There weren't any big fights, just two people going their separate ways. But Parker kept going even though it hurt. Then there was Tyler Mahoney, who was also from Australia and had her own TV show called Chops. In Australia, she and Parker went on one of his side stories together. Right away, fans began sending them. There was energy between them, but Tyler is very private. She didn't want Parker to be in every shot of her life being shown on TV. Things went cold before they could really get hot because of that kind of mismatch. They're still friendly, but nothing exciting has happened. People are talking about Sheena Cowell more and more these days.
Fans always keep an eye out for signs because she's on the mining crew. Who are they seeing? Are they just friends from work? Not a single person knows. Fans doesn't say much, and Parker doesn't like to let everything slip. Still, it makes the show a little more mysterious and fans love to guess. It only takes one picture, one look, or one shared scene to start a story. But here's the really cool part. People are interested in Parker because they want to know who he might be dating. But he's busy building a business. He likes to mine gold, but that's not the only thing he does. In order to diversify and think about the long term, he is looking at other assets. He's even talked about being a role model for young workers and showing them the right way to do things. Parker does more than just dig for gold. He is digging to make money. His wealth is going up and the number of people who like him is growing. He's still going full speed ahead. It's not easy though. This will help spread the water, and I hope that by spreading the water it will also spread the stuff. We need to get this done quickly though. Turn the plant back on. There are new risks with every new claim. Parker knows that time is running out because each season brings new problems. The gold will run out at some point. The tools will wear out. The land is going to run out of water. He's still in the game though and is still fighting and digging. That's what makes him so strong. Parker is not going to give up. He doesn't rest on his laurels after wins. It doesn't matter how bad the odds are, he's always after the next big haul. He might win a big prize. He might only hit rocks. He keeps going no matter what. That's what keeps people interested. A lot of people love to watch Parker. He's real not just because he finds gold. He makes a mess. His temper flares up. He laughs, he gets mad. He even has tears now and then. He never stops though. Something very strong about someone who doesn't give up when things get tough. That's cool about his story. The best part is that he's only just beginning. There are reports going around about new shows, projects, and even bigger homes. Parker could next take his group to South America or Africa. He might put his money into new technology that changes the way digging is done. If not, he might just keep doing what he does best, which is working hard and making gold out of dirt. Something is certain no matter what comes next. This is not the end of the Parker Schnabel story. Everyone should keep an eye on him, whether he's after cash, dreams, or just some peace and quiet. With each step he takes, the story takes a new turn and we have more reasons to stay glued to the screen. This guy worked his way up from the bottom and is now being watched by everyone. That kind of rise doesn't just happen. It takes heart, guts, and hard work. These are all things that Parker Schnabel has. Now for the big question. Has Parker worked hard for his fame, or has he just been lucky? Share your ideas in the box below. If you like it, click like and don't forget to join.